Dads, what did your kid do that was technically your fault? My son handed me a piece of paper last week. I thought it was a school thing. It wasn't. It was an invoice. He wrote invoice at the top in marker, spelled it wrong. Didn't matter. Below that, 31 line items, $31. At the bottom, please pay immediately. He's 9. His name is Max. He kept telling me he was bored non-stop until I wanted to drive into the ocean. So I told him, and I need you to understand how little thought went into this. Teach yourself something new every week. I'll pay you $1 for every skill you learn. I figured he'd learn to snap his fingers. I'd be out $7 by August. Week 1, Max learned to juggle 3 tennis balls, had it down by dinner. Cute. Week 2, he taught himself to cook eggs, scrambled before anyone was awake. My wife came downstairs to a set table and a 9-year-old in a Kiss the Cook apron with a barbecue sauce stain on it that he bought at a garage sale with his first $2. I said, "Where did you get that?" He said, "I reinvested." He's 9. He said, "Reinvested." Week 3, he learned origami. Don't ask. Week 4 is when other people got involved. He taught himself Spanish. I'm not kidding. From our neighbor's 80-year-old grandmother. She doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak Spanish. He walked over there every day after school and they figured it out. She called our house that weekend in Spanish. My wife doesn't speak Spanish. Max translated the whole call. Then they both started laughing at something and I'm sitting right there in my own kitchen with no idea what's funny. Weeks 5 and 6, I don't even want to talk about. Week 7, chess. Max beat me in 4 days. I've played since college. He won with something called the Scholar's Mate and asked if I wanted to discuss what went wrong. I did not. Week 8, he learned to read a financial statement. I don't know how. He pulled me aside after dinner. Pulled me aside like I was an employee and said, "Dad, $43 at Taco Bell in 1 month. That's not a plan." I'm standing in my own hallway being financially counseled by a kid who uses a stool to brush his teeth. He was right, too. I canceled 3 streaming services that night. By week 12, he'd also learned first aid, how to iron a shirt, and I swear on my life, how to file a noise complaint with our city against the guy 2 doors down who plays drums at 10 p.m. every Tuesday. That guy showed up at my door, said, "Did someone at this address file a complaint about me?" Max appeared behind me and said, "I sent it. You play really late and I looked up what you're supposed to do." The guy looked at Max, then at me like this was somehow my fault, which I guess it is. Then he walked away. The drumming stopped. My wife started keeping a spreadsheet of everything Max has learned. She titled it Max's Empire. She's having the time of her life. I'm being audited by a 4th grader. Week 13, sign language. 40 real phrases. Here's why. My daughter's 6. She has a stutter. Kids at school had started noticing. Some days she'd come home and not want to talk to anyone. Max didn't tell us what he was doing. He just sat with her on her bedroom floor every night with flashcards he'd made himself. She'd sign something and he'd clap like she'd just won the Super Bowl. By Friday, she was signing at dinner. Full sentences. Laughing so hard she nearly fell out of her chair. Then Max signed something back and they both lost it. My wife said, "What did he say?" My daughter signed the answer. "We don't know sign language." They laughed harder. I'm now excluded from conversations in 2 languages in my own house because of a deal I made to stop hearing the word bored. My wife looked at me across the table. Didn't say anything, just this look like, how did we make that? I slid $1 across the table, same as every other week. Max picked it up and said, "Thanks. I'm thinking next week I learn to do taxes." He's not learning taxes. He's up to $31. I owe him every cent. My wife asked if I regret the deal. I said yes. She knows I'm lying. He asked me yesterday to renegotiate the terms, said the work has gotten harder and $1 isn't fair anymore. He used the word adjusted. He's 9. I said absolutely not. We're meeting Tuesday to discuss. He's bringing the spreadsheet. My wife is attending as a neutral observer. She is not neutral.